All right, we're live.
Welcome everybody to Incubator Weekly today. I guess it's a U.S. holiday or something, Labor Day, something like that. But we're plugging along. I never really did recognize those government fluff holidays anyway. Um, so today we've got Mikhail on the show, and Anthony is my co-host. We are discussing a new Dash-funded organization, aka DFO, that is in the works with Mikhail. And I guess we'll go ahead and just give us a couple sentences of what you're announcing, Mikhail, and then I'll probably jump off with a little bit of a 5-minute prequel, and then we'll jump into your slides after that.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, a new DFO called pshenmic.dev is going to be launched very soon. We previously worked within the Dash Incubator framework, but yeah, I think we kind of overcome this, and yeah, we are going to make a whole new system, just somewhat similar to Dash Incubator, but basically, yeah, inherits some flow of how developers and strategists work together.
Yeah, great. And in many ways, this is we called the show hatching soon rather than launching soon, just to go along with the incubator theme. The idea of the incubator has somewhat evolved over the years, but it's always had a certain kernel of my ultimate goal is to have more Dash funded organizations, more independent Dash funded organizations working for Dash directly. And this is a great step in that direction. Incubator is and will continue to be a place to get started. But in the past, we have held, not held hostage in any way, but we have held developers within the incubator for probably longer than we should have, and we're fixing that. So you and I, Mikhail, had a conversation a couple weeks ago where we discussed the idea of, hey, let's get you hatched, and you were thinking the same thing basically. So I wanted to share my screen now, Anthony. If you could go over that just to talk briefly. This will probably be 5 minutes or so. 7 years ago, it's hard to believe it's been that long. I don't know if my screen shows this timeline, but 7 years ago, I submitted a proposal discussing how we would scale the treasury. And I said I was proposing that we scale through cooperatives. That term never really caught on, and instead the term that we're using these days is Dash funded organizations. It's a little bit sad because I think cooperatives is a better word because it kind of emphasizes that idea of we're all cooperating together in Dash, DCG and Dash Incubator and Dash Growth, and we're all cooperating together to create this shared vision of Dash. Dash funded organizations more technically accurate, I guess, because the idea is that these are organizations that would get funding from the treasury, but the question still remains, like how to do that. And back when I submitted this proposal, I was discussing some of my ideal scenarios, and I won't play this video. We'll drop a link to it in the description. But I started out by kind of painting the picture of different years of 2015, 2016, 2017. What did the treasury look like? And so I lumped it into Dash Core Group. Back then there was the organization called Dash Detailed, which was a Pete and Amanda had a little media organization, and then Dash Force with Joel and Mastermind and Mark Mason. Those were the three main organizations. And then there were a bunch of independent kind of contractors where it was just like solo developers that were submitting proposals to do this, that, and the other. And this is kind of what it looked like, where you had this kind of breakdown where most of it was obviously going to Dash Core Group, but parts of it were going to other organizations. I'll skip through here. I have got this in pie chart format for how it looked back then, and it looked something like this, where about 71% was going to DCG, and then small 3.5, 3.8% going to the other two organizations, and then 21% going to other independent organizations. Now, I don't know exactly how it looks these days, but I think it looks very similar. And if not, maybe even this blue portion for Dash Core Group would be even bigger these days, where then we would have Dash Incubator, Dash Growth, Dash Italia, other organizations, and then a bunch of small independent ones still. So it would look very similar to how it looks today. And here were the independent contractors, 2015, 2016, 2017. Now, that's kind of what it looked like back then, and it's still my vision to continue to actually get these colored sections higher. And so that's the idea here with pshenmic.dev. It sounds a little bit like more of an independent contractor, but you do have a team. It's not just you, it's you and several other people. So yeah, you would be one of these colored slots. But yeah, I'd still like to see lots of different colored organizations making up the whole here. And so today is presenting your new organization that you're going to be leading out. So why don't we switch over to your presentation and talk about what you have in mind.
Sure. Okay, can you see it?
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, let me start with it. So let me start with all of our prior work, with the previous work that we've been doing. So I think last like 2 years, or at least 1.5 years, we've been working within the Dash Incubator framework, Dash Incubator rules. And there were a lot of different projects, and we've been doing different stuff, and we've been growing. At first, I was working almost alone, and then I became a strategist. I started involving some different people into our projects, and we started growing and growing on and on and on, and right now we just, I think we just really overgrew like the Dash Incubator in term, like we've got a pretty decent team already, and we got all the tasks. Like there is a constant tasking coming from the community, from our other projects that I manage, and the presence of developers increasing, and the ask from the community for doing certain things are increasing. And so within the Dash Incubator, it's like it's going okay, but it's still, I think that we need to expand, and like that's why we're going into separate DFO, because we need
Well, there's
better way to do.
No real reason for you to be in the incubator anymore after you've got
that
your team. So the incubator, is. I'll actually talk about this a little bit more after your presentation. But as a brief preview, I'm going to try to be moving in this direction with not just your team, you, Mikhail, hatching from the incubator, but also pretty much all the others in time. So I'll talk about that afterwards.
So who do we have now? Right now, our core team consists of 4 developers. This is including me, including Alexei, who works on the front end and really do really awesome job on the Platform Explorer. There is also an Al351, which is really helped me with the backend work. He helps various projects. Well, he started with a Platform Explorer. He still creates really a lot of pull requests into Platform Explorer backend part, and he also works on other projects. Like he already fixed the inside UI that was bothering us for the past like half year, and and he basically really do backend stuff, and he knows what he's doing. So and we also have UX designer. His tag is Black Mirror designer. Oh, sorry, there is a typo, but yeah, it's Black Mirror designer. Sorry about that. So he really helps us with the UX. So we already see that Platform Explorer changed really drastically, like in sense of like UX, the design really improved from what we had, and and there is a lot of work in improving in still. We got really a lot of ideas about different pages that we have. We like have really great homepage, but there are some different places that should be still improved. And he helps us a lot with this. So this is our like core team, and we also have some part-time contributors. We have another front end which helps us with some part-time tasks. We have an article writer, which already did, and also Dashmate set up Evanode article, which posted on the Medium and on the Russian resource called Haber. And so he also like we're also preparing some other articles about how platform like works, how to use Dash SDK and stuff like that. We also have some occasional contributors like Cryptatura, which doing some Bitcoin backports, and sometimes people even just come into our task and just we had one guy who just fixed the Electron Dash Linux binary builds, so it was just like occasionally, and there are some people that just contribute, and we have some occasional contributors. So recently we came into some in some budgeting things within the Dash incubators. I think the main reason was that our current proposal, budgeting proposal, was based on our previous work, which was basically involved me and Alexei. So we were working just two of us mainly. We were working during the previous proposal, Q2 incubator proposal, and the amount of requested funds was based on that. And in the June, we have increased our team members, and it seemed they are working really good. So we increased our development flow, our like amount of tasks and issues completed. It comes with the budget spending, and we can right now we have like pretty tight budget for our team. So how the budgeting will work for the new DFO called pshenmic.dev. So let's say we have a 400 Dash proposal, which I will start with 400 in the next month, but we will need at least twice more than that. That's because we will still have a next month from the Dash incubator. but we also will but I will also submit a new proposal for pshenmic.dev DFO, which will add another 400, and overall it should be 800 for the next month. Yeah, but yeah, let's just as an example, let's take a 400. There will be a fixed price for my management and like all of the work that I do, because it's really really hard. That was some like kind of, it's hard to itemize all of the work that I do. Like I do different projects, I do management, I do research tasks, I do infrastructure, basically really a lot of work which can be really broken down into separate tasks, and it takes time to fill all of the tasks. So I think it's not really fitting like uh, fit my work like in the task based payout scheme. So there will be a fixed price, monthly price for my management and the dev work research, and there will be a task budget reserve, which will be spread among the developers. Yeah,
This doesn't look like it's to scale, but that's fine.
yeah, 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 yeah. It may be another part, but just an
Just
example.
messing with
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, and we plan to use the Dash platform to do all of the stuff, all of the budgeting. We plan to move everything to Dash platform. Uh, that will really that will be really really great for several things. Like first one is that we will have all of the accounting that is happening within the DFO will be forever locked into the blockchain. So like uh, if we keep all of the projects, all of the tasks, all of the claims and rewards within Dash platform, it will be there forever. So anyone will be able to verify uh, how many funds we spent on which task, on which projects. Right now, Dash Incubator has just a Google Doc document, and it's anybody can just really delete everything from it. It can be wiped out and stuff like that. But we will post everything into Dash platform that will live there forever. And another good thing about it that Dash platform already has all necessary functions to make happen, like the payout can be given in the credits, and I will show you how this is going to work. So
Yeah,
basically,
just to give you a little break for a minute. I'm really looking forward to that stuff on platform, because Incubator itself, we've always had that plan to move over to Dash platform when it was stable, but we actually did do that a couple of years ago. We actually started that process, but it was obviously premature. So you're saying that you're actually going to create a data contract on Dash platform, and that's where you'll do all of your document storage. I think this is great, because then I don't have to do it for Incubator. I can just take a look at copying your contract, making some different tweaks to that for my purposes in the Incubator, which will be going forward, and it will be a pattern that other people can then follow, so that it makes it easy for the network to have that transparency, and just have a template that they can start. Anybody can start their own, their own organization from. So,
and are you going to be creating like a front end along with the data contract, or just a data contract?
yeah, we already have a website called pshenmic.dev. I think we will implement some new interfaces for it. Like there will be a page for projects that will query the documents from the dashboard. There is already projects, but yeah, there will be a tasks page which will show the current tasks that is in progress, and all the tasks and claims. So we will be able to see it straight from the web interface.
Cool.
Yeah. So basically, how it will work. The data contract will have different document types, which basically different types of storage. We have the data contract, which have different document types, and we have an owner of the data contract, which will be just me. Like I will hold the private keys of the identity of to this identity. And yeah, in the projects we can fill all of the projects that we have. We can fill the name, description, what else, GitHub link, for example, and stuff like that. Some metadata for every project, like for example, images and stuff like that. We can also fill all of the tasks. Then we will have a claims where developers will submit completed work referenced by the task. And then we will have probably a rewards storage document type, which will hold the information about like when was when what happened, like when the new when new funds will arrive, and when the payouts was made and stuff like that. But
The payouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one quick note on the last slide, if you could go back. I would one of the benefits. No. But before, one of the benefits of doing this, I know that at least I and maybe others, I would be thinking, is this necessary to do all this stuff? And I would say that because like the most opaque organization could just say, hey, we just want 400 Dash per month, and we're not going to bother with any kind of itemization or any kind of process. We're just going to take the funds, and then it will be black box style, and you'll see some websites and some CLIs and other things that come out at the other end. But I think that the benefit to this whole approach of putting a contract on platform is not only to help with the transparency and itemization, but also it's just a way to test platform. Like we can't have other people using Dash platform for serious things until we actually have a serious thing running and relying on Dash platform. So I think this is killing two birds with one stone here.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Yeah, so how it's going to work. So we will have an pshenmic.dev identity, which will own the data contract. And when the new funds from the proposal are coming in, it's going to be instantly converted to the credits and loaded and topped up into the pshenmic.dev identity. Then the identity is going to create some projects, some tasks, some public information that developer will use to see what they can do. Once there are tasks, they can get one task and submit a document with the status like pending, which will show the admin like me that there is some ongoing work happening. It may also set a price beforehand, like an approximate estimation of the task. And yeah, so after the task is completed by the developer, it's updating the claim with the status like ready. It updates the final price of the document. There is already a method in the document's batch transition in the Dash platform, which allows you to set a price and then later sell this document to another identity. So what will happen in this case? Basically, the original owner will receive the specific number of credits that was set via set document price in this document, and it will be it will be deducted from the balance of the buyer's identity. So basically, what will happen after they update the claim to the status ready? Me as an owner of the identity going to buy out the document called claims, which will basically call a purchase document method on this document. And so the owner of this claim will become a pshenmic.dev, and the original owner of the document is receiving all the credits assigned to this claim. And then the developer will have the rewards as a credits in their identity, and then will be able to withdraw it from the Dash platform and do what they like with it, like exchange or sell or stuff like that.
Quick
Yeah. So
question. Quick question about the logic. Do you plan on having the logic to do this on client side, on a client side web application, or server side?
I think it's all will be the client side application. So the users, as the developers, aka developers, they will be able to create the claims, set appropriate task. Then me as a client, like I will be able to make purchase methods, like execute purchase methods. I will be able to insert tasks, but it's all will be done from like client side. There will be no server side involved, maybe except the cache. Like for example, we could instead of using DAPI query methods for the documents, we can use some Platform Explorer API to show some documents straight right away, like as a caching layer. But yeah, pushing all of this will be done like through the web applications.
Good. I was hoping to hear that because I would like to think that I think that the Dash SDK was designed, and the whole Dash platform was designed somewhat to be done client side, and using I think the more we can get away from server side logic, the better. We don't have smart contracts yet, but a lot of the things can be done client side, and so it just eliminates one of those not bottlenecks, but points of centralization to some degree. So yeah, and I think that this will be a good test for using the SDKs.
Yeah. So one note about this is that we still have platform credits withdrawals disabled on the platform side. So for full implementation of this payment flow in budgeting, we will need withdrawals enabled. But we will be able to start like preparing everything like in the testnet. We can always skip the purchase document part and like pay people in just Dash, but we will already have like the data contract and like how it's going to work, like the beginning things of this. So yeah, but for the full implementation, we will still need to wait for the withdrawal to be enabled. But yeah, it will work something like that. Yeah, so let's go to the question answer session, and maybe there are some questions.
Yeah, you already have a team, but are you looking for more contributors? Kind of like how big are you looking to make this?
I'll be honest. Right now, we really running pretty short in terms of funding, and right now we're just trying to keep the current load, the current team, and hopefully we can like in the future. I would like to see more developers coming into our core team, but yeah, it's all about the budget. We have tight budget. We still have to like we have to choose the proper budget because there are still DCG stuff, still doing some platform work. There are other DFOs in the treasury, so we kind of limited for at least September and October. We will have probably a lower lowered because we basically really emptied our budgets because people started really contributing a lot of work. I didn't really thought that it will be like that, but it's a good and bad at once. Like it's good because there are really good progress, but we're running short, and that's why we're like that's why I'm going to send just 400. That should be fine for our current team to pay out without owing and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're all kind of at the mercy of the Dash price right now. With the price as it is, it's hard for us to even maintain. Everybody's recently been pulling back on their growth, so that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, with our fixed treasury, I have given presentations in the past about why that might not be the best approach, but that is what we have right now. And I'm just looking forward to seeing it. I think I have a couple more things to say regarding my plans going forward with the incubator, but any other questions from you, Anthony? Or
just for people who do want to follow along with the work that you're doing, what's the best way to do that?
Dash Central, there will be a proposal. A next proposal will include like the work that we've done and what's planned and what funds will be spent for what work. The best way to follow is, I think, the Dash Central, Twitter, Discord. Regularly, like I do updates. In the Dev Talk, in the general. So I think Discord, Dash Central, Twitter. It's X right now. Sorry. That's the best way to check all our updates, and also our website. I try to maintain the updates on the website as quick as possible, but I try to mention all of our updates on our website as well.
Okay, so you will be submitting a proposal in the next few days here for pshenmic.dev DFO, and you have a current proposal for your incubator strategist proposal for the incubator. So that will be doubled up this month. So 2 funding proposals for you this month. That's because you're basically out of budget, like you mentioned. And so in order to keep paying your developers, you need to double up. And then this will be the current Dash Incubator proposal that you have, just to be clear, that's the last one that you will have. And then I guess that's a good launching point for me to discuss plans going forward with the incubator. So I'll throw my screen share up again. So this was just, we've got the different organizations in Dash Core Group. Dash Hive is where we've done a lot of the work. My corner of the Dash Incubator, we've put a lot of our work in here, and I wanted to highlight 2 projects that I'm going to be focusing on for the remainder of this quarter and next quarter, hopefully, which is the Dash Gov. We built a library for submitting proposals, just normal treasury proposals, governance proposals, as it says here. And this does not have a UI on it yet. So I'm going to be putting a user interface onto this and giving people the ability to easily submit Dash proposals, because again, that kind of fits with my overall goal of getting more people involved with Dash. And then Dash platform.js is a library that we've started in trying to get platform related functions in a very lightweight, easy to use, easy to understand, independent library that will be used in conjunction with other libraries that we built, like Dash TX, Dash Phrase, Dash HD, to do platform related things. So in theory, the combination of Dash platform.js with these other libraries would completely, would be a substitute for the existing Dash SDK. So the idea would be we would have a website where you can submit a proposal, a normal Dash Treasury proposal, and the body of the proposal using this library we could submit as a data contract and document on Dash platform. So instead of the body of your proposal living on Dash Central, for example, or an independent site that you're building, we'll have the ability to put your proposal text. We probably support Markdown syntax for that as a Dash platform document, and then sites like Dash Central could update their sites so that when they see a proposal that has some certain attributes, it would pull the text down from Dash platform. And so you have an inversion of control where it's not these individual sites that are hosting the body of proposals, but rather Dash platform. So that's another idea of using Dash platform in the real world, or at least in our world, so that people in the other real world can gain more trust of saying, hey, there's at least these two other projects that are relying on Dash platform internally. It's always a good idea to use your own products so that they get better. The whole idea of dog fooding. So I just want to also mention this is your website, pshenmic, your GitHub. So you've got a bunch of repositories people can check out. And then going forward, I'm trying to move other strategists in your direction, Mikhail, meaning that they will submit their own proposals and basically hatch from the incubator as their own independent DFOs. So I know that AJ is already interested in this. He's got a group, or not a group, but a brand called digitalcash.dev, similar to pshenmic.dev, or digitalcash.dev. So he'll probably be submitting his own proposals soon. I've spoken with Jojo Byte as well. He's probably going to be moving in this direction as well. He might have one more incubator proposal, or maybe not. And then Ash, I haven't been able to get a hold of him yet, but I'm going to be suggesting this to him as well. So basically, trying to get people incubated, people and projects and teams incubated and independent on their own, and we'll bring incubator back down to kind of a slim place for that just incubates projects quickly and gets them moving on their way to independent proposals, either project-based or person-based or even team-based proposals like yourself, Mikhail, as quickly as possible. And building these tools like Dash Gov and Dash Platform has been part of that process. So that's the plan going forward for Incubator. So I think with that, we've covered kind of a lot of ground, but only in 39 minutes. So I think that's probably a pretty good place to leave it, unless anybody else has anything else they wanted to add.
What I will add is just I will suggest to subscribe to all our social and like and subscribe this video if you didn't. And
I forgot to mention that I do want to continue to have folks like you, Mikhail, and even when people do their independent move, I'd like to have them on Incubator weekly, just to check in with them and talk about what they're up to, present their projects. It's not something that would be necessary, obviously, just an option. If you have your own media outlet that you wanted to build, then gaining traction on your own site would be totally fine with me. But if not, then this is always a place to present your projects. So let's see. Yeah, Alexi says fuel the rocket next up to the moon. We'll see about that. I think that's what we're all hoping for. With that, I think we'll say bye for now.
See you around. See you guys.
Bye.